Hey everybody, welcome back to another DreamWorks review. Yep, another DreamWorks review. We're actually getting closer to being done with this. I'm sorry it's taking so long to review these. There's been a lot of stuff going on. And all that. I'm trying to get it taken care of, but, I can't really control the real world, as much as I would like to. There are some things, like, I wish I could control and all that, like, trying to find a place to live and all that, but when you got family and all that, trying to, like, interfere with that, and, it can be kind of complicated at times. But I am trying to get things straightened out there, but we are almost done with DreamWorks, because I told you guys I'm going to stop on the bad guys. Even though it says 47 out of 47 here, I will probably fix that the next time I, do this, if I can remember. But if you guys haven't already, please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. I am at 600 subs, but I kind of want to make sure the subs are real. And I am trying to get to 1K subs so I can start promoting my videos. We are like getting closer. We are like 400 away. But I will give you guys a super reward video for that, and I will give you guys a reward video also for hitting 600 subs. But I don't know what I'm going to do quite yet. I'm thinking about another top 10, but I haven't really figured out what I'll do yet. I think I might have an idea, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But, I would like to be able to, get, have more subscribers and all that, because my channel is kind of small right now, and with YouTube the way it is, like with the way it's been going lately, I'm kind of like, I kind of want to be out there more in case, something kind of happens, which hopefully it doesn't, but you never know. But also, you guys can follow me on, Instagram/Threads. You guys can also follow me on X. And, I think I'm going to go ahead and get into this. So let's go ahead and talk about another DreamWorks movie known as Chicken Run. But it's sequel this time. So, DreamWorks apparently has some sort of sequel. It has some sort of sequel to, this movie called Chicken Run. Which ironically, this one actually came out a lot later. Yeah, this movie came out a lot later than the first one. Now, we've seen DreamWorks do sequels to movies before. But the fact that it's taken over 20 years, by the way, 20 years, to actually make one, is kind of crazy. Now, they actually announced it in 2020, but I'm guessing because of COVID, they, had to push it back a few years, But even then, they announced it in 2020, but I don't think it was going to be released in 2020. But it's very crazy that we get a movie, a sequel to a movie, that was so far, far out there in years, where, like, things like Shrek and Madagascar and all that got sequels very close, by, in years. It's very crazy. But, yeah, it is kind of crazy. However, what's ironic about this movie is actually not a DreamWorks movie. Yeah, you guys see that fun fact down there? Yeah, this is not made with DreamWorks in it. DreamWorks had no involvement in it. Which I actually find very ironic. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stop that music because those tree frogs are hurting my ears. Ooh, that hurt my ears. But yeah, I probably should have turned it down a little bit. But I don't know how well the sound would pick up on there. But yeah, I was actually using my own videos to like promote that. So I actually might even put that in the description. So if you guys want to listen to like nature sounds, I have that. I have some more I want to upload, but I haven't really got a chance to do that yet. But I did video some more of that stuff. So, but I was gonna say though, that yeah, this movie though was actually not made by DreamWorks. It was actually, you know, I'm guessing the original was partnered up. They partnered up with DreamWorks to make it. But it's still very weird. It's very weird to see that, you know. So not only this is a sequel that did not come out until years later, you know, but also not just that, but also they did this thing where yeah, they didn't even partner up with DreamWorks, which is kind of weird. I think I've heard there was maybe some issues with that, because yeah, I was seeing like something about that. I think in the past they had some issues working with the company and decided to kind of just do their own thing, maybe. So maybe that's what that is. But that's kind of weird. DreamWorks, I think DreamWorks was once its own, you know, studio too, and then they were bought out by Universal back in, I think, what was it, 2016, 2017, they were bought out by Universal. You know, so Universal bought them out, and then they became, you know, and then it became, a new studio, another studio under Universal. You know, but before that, they were kind of their own independent company too, you know, so it is kind of weird though. But that aside though, how is this movie? How is Dawn of the Nugget? How is this movie compared to it's the first film? I actually do not remember the first film a whole bunch. I remember it was about them trying to come up with different plans to escape the mad woman and all that, and her husband and all on a farm. But she was trying to escape that at the farm and all that, and they ended up trying to get out of there and all that, and they exceeded and all that, because that's how they're alive in this movie. But I don't remember like all that really happens in the movie. Because I haven't really seen it in a while now, but there wasn't really. I remember there wasn't a lot going on in the movie. It was kind of more like them trying to come up with plans to escape, which may seem like a lot, but they were kind of in the same area over and over again, In this movie though, they're on their own island and all that. So there is that. But the thing is though with that, this movie and all that too is, they're apparently they have a kid. Yeah, they actually, the main characters here have a kid, and I guess she's this curious person who's wants to know what's on that island, which I'm like, I don't know why the freaking mom didn't just want to tell her about the dangers out there, but, and why they're kind of safe on the island. Well, I mean, they're gonna be safe on the island until somebody, comes out there and, gets it, because, we saw what happened to the dodo birds. We humans, went on eventually explored that island and, killed them all and all that, so, well, supposedly we killed them. Some people are saying dodos are still alive. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, people are always finding weird stuff out there, but I mean, as for right now, the dodos are all extinct, you know, but, which is kind of sad, but it is kind of crazy, though, then again, that they're just camping out on this island, and then she decides to explore and all that, and then they both have to go out and save their kid and all that from being, you know, hurt and all that. You know, it's kind of interesting and all that, but yeah, it is kind of interesting. I do really like that concept. I know this is a concept that they do a lot, where like they'll have the kid like, you know, try, or like the son or daughter, you know, get very curious and all that. But I feel like they make it interesting here, because she ends up going to this factory with this science guy and all that. You know, apparently there's a couple of scientists using inventions to like, I guess, hypnotize these freaking birds to basically commit suicide, which that's actually pretty fucked up. Also, guess who's back from the first movie? Apparently the villain, you know, she didn't die from getting crushed by a door. Which, I mean, I guess that probably wouldn't kill her, but that would still hurt. You know, I don't think it weighs a bunch, but that would still hurt to get crushed by a freaking door. What was it? Was it a door she got crushed by? I don't know. She got crushed by something. Of course, she's got a new man now. Who basically is just like, I was thinking they messed up his like skin color or something, because the first movie takes place a lot at night. So I was thinking maybe this movie here, they were trying to like. Well, this movie they were they were trying to like they maybe messed up his skin color and made him like black, but no, he's a completely different character. He just has a similar looking model. I guess things didn't go well in bed with that gal's last husband, I guess. I mean, she was. Let's be fair here. I think he's probably better off without her, because she's a freaking cunt anyway. I know that's probably not the greatest thing to say, but I mean, she is. I mean, she's calling him an idiot and all that, and I mean, she's doing that in this movie too, but I mean, the other guy was an idiot, you know. I mean, he was not very smart, but you get my picture. Like, clearly she didn't really like him. She was just using him. So I mean, you know, I don't see why she'd want to stick around with somebody like that. But yeah, there's clearly a lot of stuff going on. There is a lot of stuff going on in the movie. I kind of feel bad for the dad a little bit, though, because he keeps screwing things up. He's trying to help, but he just keeps screwing things up. You know, but he's the rooster who, you know, he once worked at, apparently, I guess, at a circus. Was that in the first movie? I can't remember. Like I said, it's been a while since I've seen the first movie, because I haven't really had the time to be watching, you know, these movies right now. I don't remember a lot about the movie. I can't even remember if I did a reaction to it or not. I can't remember if I did a reaction to the movie or not. I don't know. I started doing reactions to these movies, you know, after a while, because I'm like, you know what? I'm like, even though I can't really upload them to copyright stuff, I can always, you know, edit them out in the future if I have to, you know, and then upload them that way. You know, and then kind of just, you know, watch them that way, you know. Because, I mean, that's what other people do, you know, when they make reactions. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say here. I mean, this movie, but like I said, this movie, though, has It's got a lot of things though going on in the movie. It definitely does. I just don't have a lot to say about it. But that doesn't mean it's bad. In fact, I think this movie, honestly, is a good. Yeah, I'm gonna give this movie a good. Yeah, who knew this movie would be getting a good, especially from something that came out, like over 20 years. The first movie came out 20 years before this one did. But of course, when it comes to a good, we also have to give it a score. So let's see how good this movie is. We're giving it 120 points. Yep, 120 points. I was honestly shocked again, how good this movie is. But this movie's definitely very good. But this will definitely mark one of the rarer times, too, where I'm like, I'll be reviewing a sequel to a movie that's actually not even made by the same, company. Because pretty much a lot of sequels usually are made under the same company. However, the way Hollywood is going, we may be seeing this kind of become more of a thing, especially with I've been hearing Warner Brothers possibly getting sold off to another company, so yeah, that could be an interesting thing to see, like a sequel to like a Scooby-Doo movie or something. Although I guess, if it were to get sold off to like Paramount or something, I guess they could still they could still like, put the, to keep the Warner Brothers name on it, I don't know, it's kind of interesting, but that is very interesting to see all that. I'm trying to think of if there was any other movies that were like this. I can't think of any right now. I'm pretty sure there probably is some of the movies, especially like Disney ones, because back in the day, a lot of people did, partner up that way, But I can't remember. I don't know. But because even Disney, like people who made Inspector Gadget, I don't think Disney owns those, but they made live action movies, So I don't know, I'm not sure. But yeah, this movie is definitely not that bad. I definitely really like it. I would say I don't know how I feel about the woman returning in the movie. I kind of wish there was another villain in the movie, but it has been like 20 years since the original movie came out, so I don't really hate the idea of her returning, but also I kind of wish we had more of other villains too, but we do get some stuff, But that's kind of about it for me. I don't think there's really much else I can think about with this movie. But I'm gonna go ahead and probably well, actually, before I let the video go, I do have a comment question for you guys. So we're gonna do that comment question because I actually do have one for this video. So let's go ahead and get the comment question out of the way. Alright, here we go. The DreamWorks movie comment question I have for this is going to be, what is your guys' favorite Chicken Run movie? Yep. What is your guys' favorite Chicken Run movie? Because honestly, I don't know which one's my favorite. Like, do you guys like the original Chicken Run movie or do you guys like the sequel better? Because I actually like the original Chicken Run movie. I did a review on that, and I like this one too. But I don't know which one I like better. By the way, if you guys want to watch the new Chicken Run movie, you guys can also watch it on Netflix. But if you guys want to get it on DVD, you guys can get it on DVD too. That's actually how I watched it, was on DVD. But, yeah, I'm very curious about that. I'm very curious to about that. Like, what do you got? What's your guys' favorite, Chicken Run movie? Because, I'm really curious. I can't tell you because I have not seen the original in a while, like I've said. But I am curious. I haven't been doing as many comment questions, though, because, well, no, number one, I haven't been able to think of any, and number two, well, people aren't really answering them, I kind of wish more people would answer the comment questions, because I like to get to know my audience a bit more, but maybe some people don't have access to a phone or something, because that's actually how I have to type comments in for people's videos. I hate it. I'm like, why do I need to do all that, Because I'm pretty sure I can read comments, but I can't, I can't, type any comments in for some reason. See, I don't know why I can't just do that. It's very weird. But yeah, I don't know why I can't just right now I'm literally on a video here, trying to I'm literally trying to type in the comments and it's not working on the TV here. But yeah, that's the thing though. Maybe people don't have access to a phone, because some parents are stricter than others when it comes to doing all that. But a lot of my audience should be more adults themed anyway. So I don't know. I mean, I use the word cunt in a video, so I just should show you guys that I'm clearly not for kids. I'm clearly not for kids, but. I mean, kids can watch if they want, because when I was a kid, I watched stuff like Little Nicky and all that, but but I don't know, but this movie though was I honestly, the Chicken Run movies are definitely pretty good. Not my favorites, but I do really like them. I do like kind of seeing them get into wacky shenanigans. And the fact that they do go to the point where they do start committing suicide with the chickens, and even one actually does die, because that does happen. It's pretty crazy. But as for right now, too, this is the oldest sequel movie, I believe, in the franchise. Because the other ones, like Ants and all that, there's no sequel to Ants. And all, there's no sequel. Well, actually, I don't know if there can be a sequel to The Prince of Egypt. But we do have a sequel to Speeder It. But honestly, does that even count as a freaking sequel? Because that felt more like a big middle finger to people who grew up with that. But yeah. But as for right now, the original. The original, definitely was much better with Speeder It, but also they did a lot more religion movies, and they're supposed to be based off of true stories, so there wouldn't be sequels to that. But the fact that we haven't got a sequel to Ants is kind of crazy. But I don't know if Ants would be a good sequel in today's world, because Ants has some more foul language in it. I mean, they could make it more for an older audience, yes, but Also they could get rid of the language too. But then I'm like, I don't know how well it would be compared to a kids movie. But I don't know. It's just kind of interesting. I mean, Shrek kind of did that too. Shrek kind of, like in the first couple movies, like Donkey was called an ass, and then they kind of got rid of that, but they still managed to make the stories work. Well, even though people hate Shrek the Third too. People hate Shrek the Third, but that's not because of that. That's because some of the other jokes they thrown in there. But yeah, I don't know. But as for right now, this is the oldest DreamWorks movie to have a sequel to it. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah. Yeah, speaking of ants, same way with Pixar and ants are both also have ants, as main characters, but also both don't have sequels too, so that's a funny nod too. I think I should probably say that in case Pixar decides to make a Bug's Life too, I mean, they could, but I don't know. But I'm gonna go ahead and let things go from here. I will see you all later. Anywho, this is Dash Shaw Rose. Out.